All right, so I lied. I got one more thing to show you for the end of the night. If you can see it down there, remember how we lined up the dots earlier? Well, when you're taking the crank out, the crank bolt out, everything's going to spin and get all messed up. So what you want to do is temporarily, if you can see it, if you can see from the other video, it's so hard to get a shot down here, but it looks good, but I can't get the camera to focus. But anyways, down there on the crank is the two dots. You can kind of see them. And there's that little wedge shape on the timing cover. You can kind of barely see it down there. I'm not going to try. Anyway, so what you want to do is temporarily reinstall the balancer, the crank pulley, get the dots lined up by turning it clockwise only, and then this way your timing is as close as it's going to be. All right, you want to do that because when you take the crank bolt out, you can no longer see the marks. So you just want to put this in finger tight just to hold the crank bolt on. Pull this out, and now you can remove everything, or you can start to remove the timing cover, which will be the next thing. So you want to, oop, there went the keyway. So you want to pull that out, crank bolt, crank balancer, and then this is the key. You see this square. This is called a key. There's a groove in the crank, right? So you want all that lined up. So you want to keep that keyway. So I'm gonna put it back in there maybe in a minute once I get done videoing. I need to work on my videoing skills, but that's supposed to fit right in there, which it's giving me some trouble on camera here. Just like that. Just like that. Unlike GM, General Motors presses theirs on. Honda doesn't do that. It has this key. So we're going to put it safely in one of our boxes here. And then we're going to get our crank bolt and put it back in there too. All right? That's all I wanted to show you. So that is what you want to do. Is what you don't want to do is once you pull that timing chain off, what you don't want to do is start rotating the crankshaft, because then what you're going to have is you're going to have to retime the motor. And that means getting the number one cylinder to top dead center and then getting the cams in the right position so that they're lined up again. And it's just, if you put the chain on without the engine in top dead center, you're going to be in trouble. Let's just put it that way. The valves are going to crash into the pistons. You're going to ruin the motor. So I know I'm making light of this job, but like I said, if you do it wrong, you can take a poorly running engine and turn it into a pile of scrap. So you want to be careful with that. So I'll show you how. Basically, you don't touch anything after you take the chain off. Don't rotate any shafts, period, except for the two cams to get them to line up when you put the chain on. You are not going to touch the crank. Repeat, do not touch the crank. All right, that's it for tonight. Now I'm done.